If you thought the Kada Scott case couldn't get any darker, wait till you hear this. Because a new leak just dropped, and it's exposing what might be one of the biggest cover-ups the internet's ever seen. It started with a single audio file, less than 40 seconds long, posted anonymously on Reddit at 3:14 a.m. Within hours, it spread like wildfire across TikTok, YouTube, and even private Discord servers. The file contained what sounded like a police officer whispering, "Don't let this reach the press." And right after that, a woman's voice, terrified, trembling, said, "You know she was still alive when they found her." The internet lost its mind. Was it real? Was it fake? Or was it the truth somebody was trying to bury? Fans are calling it the most disturbing twist in the Kada Scott investigation, and emotions are running high. Even her family's speaking out, saying this leak changes everything. But here's the question nobody can answer. Who recorded it and why now? Because if this leak is real, it doesn't just expose a crime, it exposes the people who wanted it hidden. Let's break down what really happened and why this one leak has the entire internet asking, what else are they hiding? It started out like any other night in Philly, cold wind, quiet streets, and the hum of a city that never sleeps but always hides something. Everyone thought the Kada Scott case was over. The police had their suspect, the community had their grief, and the internet had moved on. But that all changed when one anonymous drop, a single audio leak, hit Reddit. They called it the night tape. Nobody knew where it came from. No watermark, no metadata, no trace. It was just there, 42 seconds of static, whispering, and something else in the background that made listeners feel sick. At first, it sounded like police chatter, a dispatcher saying, "Unit 6, stand down." But then came a male voice, low and nervous. "She was breathing when we got there." Then a second voice, female, shaking, whispered, "They told us not to say that part." And then click. Silence. That one moment reopened everything. The internet exploded overnight. Twitter threads popped up faster than conspiracy channels could upload their thumbnails. People started tagging #JusticeForKado again. But this time, it wasn't just sympathy. It was anger. Because if that tape was real, it meant Kada Scott might have been alive when police found her, and somebody decided to bury the truth instead of saving her. The video started trending like crazy. Big YouTubers jumped on it instantly. If this is authentic, somebody at the department's got blood on their hands. Eyes, they trying to hide this from y'all? Within an hour, it had 1 million views. And then came the insider. It's real. The timestamp matches the night of the search at Ada Lewis School. No one could verify that, but the timing lined up. October 18th, the night the body was found. The same night police scanners went silent for 45 minutes. A technical malfunction, they said. Only now that silence sounded a lot like guilt. Kada's mother, Tanya Scott, posted a Facebook Live 2 days after the leak. Her voice cracked every other word. "I begged them to tell me what happened that night. They said she was gone before they got there. But now they telling me that's not true?" The comments section flooded with prayer emojis, hearts, and rage. One viewer wrote, "If she was breathing, why didn't they help her?" Another said, "They left her to die, and now they're covering it up." But the story didn't stop there. A local news blogger dug deeper into the Reddit account that first uploaded the audio. The account was 2 days old. No posts before that. But the IP? Traced to a city government network. Coincidence? Maybe. Cover-up? Definitely sounded like one. When the journalist tweeted that detail, his post was deleted within minutes. He got locked out of his account for unusual activity. By morning, the entire Reddit thread vanished. The leak had disappeared, but not before 1,000 people downloaded it. And that's when the digital detectives got involved. Online sleuths started cleaning and enhancing the audio. One tech-savvy Redditist slowed it down and isolated the background noise. And what they found sent chills across the internet. You could hear footsteps crunching on gravel and something metallic dragging. Then, faintly, a cough. People went wild. A cough meant she was still alive. A cough meant someone heard it and did nothing. Within hours, the enhanced version of the leak was everywhere. TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Telegram, even private Discord servers. One clip, slowed to 50% speed, showed the waveform spike when that cough happened. The caption read, "Kada Scott, the last breath they ignored." The comments section blew up. "I can't stop crying. This feels like something straight out of a movie. Somebody help that girl get justice." The emotion was raw. You could feel it. The public wasn't just invested. They were obsessed. And then a new file surfaced. This time it wasn't audio. It was video. A blurry, low-light clip from a security camera near Ada Lewis Middle School, the same place where her body was found. The footage showed what looked like two figures dragging something heavy out of a trunk. The timestamp matched 2:37 a.m., hours after Kada Scott disappeared. The clip had no sound, no context, but it was enough to light a fire. One of the figures wore a hoodie with 3rd District Security printed on the back, the same logo used by a private contractor often hired by city police during joint operations. So, was it cops? Or someone pretending to be? Nobody knew. But the internet had already made up its mind. Philly PD covered it up. That's what people were saying now. Inside the department, chaos hit. An internal memo leaked later that week, warning officers to avoid online commentary regarding ongoing investigations. Translation: shut up and stay offline. But one rookie cop didn't listen. He posted on an alt account saying, "Y'all don't even know the half." Some of us tried to speak up. That account vanished within hours. And right after that, so did the tape. YouTube channels that had uploaded the audio started receiving copyright strikes from an unknown claimant. Even the re-uploads disappeared. TikTok videos shadow banned overnight. It was like the leak never existed, except for one person, a YouTuber named Maya Rains, who backed everything up to a private server. She went live that Friday night, her thumbnail bold red text, "They're trying to erase the Kada Scott tape, proof inside." Her stream hit 400K viewers in 30 minutes. "I'm not saying the police killed her," Maya began, "but I'm saying they knew more than they told us. And this audio proves somebody panicked that night." Then she played a cleaned-up version of the leak, cut together with screenshots of internal reports, and paused right when the female voice said, "You know she was still alive when they found her." The chat went insane. Fire, fire, fire everywhere. People typing, "I knew it. She was breathing. They lied." But what came next flipped the entire narrative. A man called in during Maya's live. His name on screen read Rico W. "You don't know the half of it," he said. "That girl wasn't supposed to die there." The stream froze for a second, chat exploding with, "Who is this? Turn up the volume." "They moved her," Rico continued. "She was still alive when they pulled her out the trunk. But she wasn't supposed to be found." Maya gasped. "Wait, are you saying—" "I can't say more," he cut her off. "They watching." And then the line dropped. That moment broke the internet. Viewers clipped it, reposted it, slowed it down. Some said his voice matched a former campus security guard. Others claimed it was AI. Nobody could confirm. But that night, Maya's channel got flagged for community violations. By morning, it was gone. When she reappeared 3 days later on Instagram, her caption read, "They tried to silence me, but I backed up everything." The internet didn't know whether to believe her or fear for her. By week's end, the city issued an official statement dismissing the audio as fabricated digital misinformation. But people weren't buying it, because the statement came from the same PR office that had handled the FBI review of the initial investigation. And the spokesperson delivering it? The same woman heard whispering on the leak. Coincidence? Not a chance. You could almost hear the collective gasp online. A viral tweet summed it up perfectly. They covering a cover-up with another cover-up. That post got 2.3 million likes. Even mainstream outlets started cautiously hinting something was off. Daily Mail, Newsweek, Rolling Loud blog, all running cautious headlines like "Online outrage after new claims in Kada Scott investigation." But behind closed doors, whispers grew louder. A former medical examiner came forward on an underground podcast claiming the coroner's report had been altered. He didn't show proof, but his voice cracked as he said, "All I'll say is the first time we saw her, her body was warm. By this point, viewers were terrified. Every YouTube comment felt like surveillance bait. Influencers refused to speak on it. Podcasters avoided the topic live. The city pretended the story was done. But for the people following every breadcrumb, it was clear this wasn't over. Because if the leak was fake, why erase it? If the case was closed, why silence everyone talking about it? In the streets, they were saying, Kada didn't just die, she was erased twice. And in that haunting silence, a pattern emerged, a familiar face, another name that nobody expected to see connected. Her best friend, Gabby M. She had been questioned early in the investigation, released on bond, then disappeared into the background. But now, her name was popping up again in leaked documents tied to restricted communication logs. And what those logs revealed next would destroy everything people thought they knew about the case. When the dust started to settle from the first wave of leaks, a new name began to surface everywhere: Gabby Moore. She wasn't just a friend of Kada Scott. She was the friend. The one who used to post side-by-side selfies, the one who captioned pictures with ride or die, the one who cried on TikTok the night Kada went missing and told everyone. She texted me last. That video alone got over 1 million views. Back then, people had sympathy. But now, with the new document surfacing, sympathy was the last thing Gabby was getting. According to the leaked, restricted communication logs, Gabby Moore's name appeared multiple times, under a contact labeled GM_001, linked to deleted texts exchanged on the same night Kada disappeared. One of the messages, time-stamped just 20 minutes before Kada's phone went offline, read, "He's outside. Don't freak out." Nobody knew who he was, but everyone had the same question. How did Gabby know Kada was about to be taken before it even happened? The next day, social media went wild. Fans reposted screenshots of old photos showing Kada and Gabby at the gym, at parties, on night drives. People zoomed in on Gabby's face, claiming they saw guilt in her eyes. "Look how she smirks here," one comment said. She already knew. The internet had turned into a courtroom, and Gabby Moore was the prime suspect. But the twist came when Say Cheese TV obtained exclusive footage of Gabby leaving a courthouse with her lawyer, trying to hide her face behind a hoodie. Reporters yelled questions. "Did you leak the tapes? Were you involved in the cover-up?" She said nothing, but her silence said everything. The camera caught her eyes red, trembling, lips pressed tight, like someone who wanted to speak but couldn't. The clip blew up on every platform within hours. "That face says she's hiding something," fans wrote. Then came an even bigger shock. An independent journalist, Malik Turner, claimed he had uncovered private DMs between Gabby and an unknown user named Arkang_21. Within minutes, people made the connection. Kian King, the same man charged in Kada's kidnapping and murder. According to Malik, the messages hinted at a possible setup. One read, "She still trusts me. We can make it quick." Another said, "You just keep her busy." When candidly Cassie reacted to that story, she didn't hold back. She went live, staring straight into the camera, saying, "If this is true, Gabby ain't no friend. She's an accomplice." Her tone was raw, furious, emotional. Viewers flooded the chat with comments like, "Fake friends are worse than enemies." Kada didn't lose her life. She lost her loyalty. But that was just the beginning of Gabby's unraveling. 3 days later, leaked CCTV footage from a gas station surfaced online showing a dark-colored car stopping near a dumpster. The timestamp matched the night Kada vanished. In the passenger seat, a woman with Gabby's exact build, wearing the same hoodie she'd been seen wearing earlier that day. Internet detectives zoomed in on every frame, pointing out the tattoo on her wrist that matched one from her old Instagram post. The comment sections were ruthless. "It's her. 100%. Gabby Moore tried to defend herself on Instagram Live, saying, "That's not me, y'all. I was home. I didn't do this." Her voice cracked halfway through. She claimed people were editing clips, twisting the story for clout. But nobody believed her. Even her own followers dropped overnight. She went from 10,000 to barely 2,000 in 24 hours. The emotional meltdown that followed became headline material. She posted a long note saying, "You think you know everything from the internet, but you don't know what really happened that night." She accused the media of turning her grief into gossip. But the damage was done. Every podcast, every street blog, every YouTube channel had already stamped her name beside the word betrayal. Then something unexpected happened. A second leak, this time an email, dropped into the inbox of Candidly Cassie's production team. The sender's address was blocked, but the subject line read, "If you want truth, check Gabby's calls." Attached was a PDF labeled Audio 4.17. When the team opened it, they heard a chilling conversation recorded on a cell phone. Female voice 1 believed to be Gabby. He said he'd just talked to her. Male voice unknown. That's not what he told me. Female voice 1. "If they find out, I'm done." Male voice. "Then keep quiet." The clip was barely 30 seconds long, but it felt like proof. Cassie played it live on her channel that night. Her audience went silent. After the audio ended, she said softly, she knew. Across the internet, fans echoed the same reaction. Gabby knew. But while everyone was dragging Gabby online, a new theory surfaced. What if she wasn't the mastermind? What if she was being used? Some said she'd been manipulated by Kian King, the same man now facing life in prison. According to anonymous sources, Kian and Gabby had dated months before the murder. She allegedly tried to break things off, but he threatened her. "If I go down," he once texted, "you go down with me." That changed everything. Suddenly, people began to see her differently, not as an accomplice, but as another victim trapped in the same web of fear and silence. In an emotional interview with local journalist Renee Miller, Gabby broke down. Her eyes were swollen, her hands shaking. "I didn't know he was going to hurt her," she cried. "He said he just wanted to talk." Renee asked why she never told police about the messages. Gabby hesitated and whispered, "Because they already knew." That one line flipped the story upside down again. How could police already know? Unless they were protecting someone. Enter the cover-up theory. A former dispatcher, speaking anonymously on a late-night podcast, claimed there were missing minutes in the police communication logs from the night Kada Scott's body was found. "We had a call come in from that location hours earlier," the dispatcher said, but it got marked as a false alarm. When asked who gave that order, the voice replied, "Someone higher up." Fans were outraged. They connected the dots. Kian King's quick bail release, the vanishing of evidence, and now the missing call logs. Everything pointed to a system that didn't just fail Kada. It erased her. Say Cheese TV ran with the headline, "The system failed Kada Scott again." The video racked up millions of views in hours. In it, Malik Turner, the same journalist who leaked Gabby's messages, said, "This ain't just about a murder. This about corruption, silence, and who gets protected when the cameras turn off." Meanwhile, Gabby Moore went missing for a week. Nobody knew where she was. Her phone went straight to voicemail, her socials deleted. Then, out of nowhere, she resurfaced with a private message to Candidly Cassie. "I have proof, but if I show it, they'll kill me." Cassie read that message live on air, her face frozen. The chat went crazy. People begged her to share the proof. But Cassie said she wouldn't until she verified it. That night, rumors spread that Gabby had handed over flash drives containing body cam footage from the night of the search. The same footage that had allegedly gone missing in the official case file. 2 days later, Cassie uploaded a new teaser, black background, white text. "Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the truth about Kada Scott." The internet was shaking. Everyone knew what that meant. But when 8 p.m. came, Cassie's channel went offline. Gone. No warning, no strikes, just gone. Within minutes, fans flooded Twitter. Cassie's channel got deleted. The truth got silence. They're doing it again. That was when the whole story went nuclear. Even major rappers started posting about it. Meek Mill tweeted, "Y'all see what's going on in Philly? They are hiding something." 50 Cent posted a meme saying, "When you know too much about the wrong people, flushed-faced." Everywhere you looked, the same phrase. The leak that exposed the cover-up. By midnight, Protesters gathered outside City Hall holding signs reading, "Justice for Kada" and "Protect Gabby." Reporters filmed the crowd chanting, "We want the tapes." The city issued a short statement denying any wrongdoing, but nobody believed it. Behind the scenes, sources claimed Cassie had been pressured to take her video down. One insider even told Say Cheese TV, Cassie got a call. They told her if she aired that footage, she'd be sued or worse. Still, whispers kept spreading that somewhere. Maybe on an encrypted drive, those tapes existed, showing exactly what police found behind that abandoned school and proving that Kada Scott was alive when they arrived. The night ended with one final post from Cassie's backup account. "You can delete my channel, but not the truth." That line went viral, printed on hoodies, reposted on TikTok, and carved into murals beside Kada Scott's face. But while the internet was celebrating Cassie's bravery, something much darker was happening in real life. Because the next morning, at 4:17 a.m., someone broke into Malik Turner's car outside his apartment. The only thing stolen was his laptop, the same one he'd used to analyze Gabby's DMs. The police report listed it as petty theft. But fans weren't buying it. To them, it was intimidation, a message to anyone still digging for the truth. And just when everyone thought things couldn't get more twisted, a new video surfaced from an anonymous account titled "The Final Confession." The thumbnail showed a woman's silhouette, and the voice inside sounded exactly like Gabby Moore. She said, "They told me to distract her. I didn't know it'd go that far. But the people you think are heroes, they're the real monsters." The screen faded to black with one final sentence. You don't know the half of what really happened that night. When the video called "The Final Confession" hit the internet, everything changed. It was uploaded at 2:39 a.m. from an account named Truth in Shadow. No profile picture, no bio, no history. Within minutes, it was everywhere. People described it as grainy, shaky footage, like it was filmed on a cheap burner phone. The figure in the video had her face blurred, but the outline, the voice, the trembling, it all sounded like Gabby Moore. Her words came out uneven, like someone terrified but desperate to be heard. "They told me to meet her after work," she said. "They said it was to make peace. But when I saw the car, I knew something was wrong." She paused for a moment, breathing hard. "When she screamed, I ran. I should have stayed. But they said if I talked, they'd do the same to me." That one line broke the internet. Millions of people were glued to their phones, watching and rewatching, trying to make sense of what they were hearing. "They'd do the same to me." It wasn't just a confession. It was an accusation. Because who exactly were they? The video continued, each sentence heavier than the last. "The cops knew she was still breathing," Gabby whispered. "They left her there because she saw something she wasn't supposed to." The next part cut out mid-sentence, replaced by distorted static. Then, faintly, a male voice could be heard saying, "End it." The screen went black. Within hours, every copy of that clip started disappearing. The original post was deleted. The re-uploads were flagged. The hashtag Final Confession began vanishing from search results. But not before it reached over 10 million views. And that's when things got darker. 2 days later, Say Cheese TV received an anonymous package. No return address, no fingerprints, just a flash drive with a sticky note that said, "Play me before they do." Inside was a folder labeled ADA_CM_2. The contents? Actual body cam footage from the night police found Kada Scott's body behind the abandoned school. The clip showed the officers stepping into the wooded area. Their flashlights shook as they whispered. "Is she breathing?" one asked. Another replied, "Don't touch her. Wait for the call." Then faintly there was a sound, a soft gasp. It was unmistakable. She was alive. The camera tilted as one officer stepped back and muttered, "We ain't seen this." The footage cut off there. The internet went insane. Viewers cried. People cursed. Journalists demanded an investigation. Activists flooded the streets again with posters saying, "She deserved to be saved." It felt like the entire city had snapped awake. But the footage did more than reopen a case. It exposed an entire chain of corruption that had been quietly operating in Philadelphia's justice system for years. The next morning, candidly, Cassie uploaded a video titled "The Tape They Didn't Want You to See." Her eyes were swollen from crying, her tone shaking between rage and heartbreak. "You can see it.
You can hear it," she said.
Kada Scott was alive when they found her. They chose not to help. She called out the department by name, daring them to sue her. That episode broke every record she'd ever had, 3.6 million views in 6 hours. But just like before, within 24 hours, the video disappeared. Her channel went dark. By now, the internet was beyond furious. Even celebrities started speaking up. Cardi B posted, "They silencing everybody trying to speak on Kada. Nah, we not letting this one go." Boozy Badass went live saying, "Y'all see what's going on? Philly dirty for this." Hashtags flooded Twitter again. Hashtag justice for Kada. Hashtag protect Gabby. Hashtag unseal the tape. Meanwhile, reports surfaced that Gabby Moore had entered protective custody. The media called it for her own safety, but fans weren't convinced. Protective custody sounded too much like isolation. She hadn't posted, called, or been seen since the final confession clip dropped. That's when a local radio station received an anonymous call from a woman claiming to work inside the police department. Her voice was shaky but clear. Gabby didn't run. She was taken in. They're keeping her quiet until this blows over. The host asked why. She replied, "Because the person she named in her statement works higher than you think." That quote sent a chill through everyone listening. For weeks, the internet speculated on who the mysterious insider could be. Some thought it was a detective, others believed it was a city official. But when a journalist finally leaked a document showing that a captain on duty the night of the discovery had once worked with the suspect Kian King on a prior case, it all started to make horrifying sense. The same man who ordered the radio silence that night had once signed off on Kian's bail months earlier. It wasn't a coincidence. It was a connection. A few nights later, a rally was held in downtown Philadelphia. Hundreds showed up holding candles, wearing t-shirts with Kada Scott's face. A woman in the crowd held a sign that read, "The truth was gasping for air." Then something unexpected happened. During the vigil, the large screen behind the podium flickered to life, playing the body cam clip again. Nobody knew who connected it. The crowd screamed, cried, prayed. It felt like a haunting message straight from Kada herself. That same night, the police commissioner resigned. No explanation. Just a brief statement citing family reasons. Every outlet covered it. Say Cheese TV posted, "He ran before the truth caught him." Candidly, Cassie, from her backup page, captioned it, "And y'all still think this was an accident." Meanwhile, people began receiving mysterious messages from burner accounts claiming there were more files, unedited versions showing conversations between officers and unidentified men in suits. But every time someone claimed to have the files, they vanished within days. Accounts deleted, numbers disconnected, people gone quiet. It felt like a digital ghost story. Every truth that came close to surfacing got swallowed by silence. Weeks passed. The city moved on. News cycles shifted. But for Kada supporters, the pain didn't fade. One morning, a small channel called Street Pulse Media uploaded a clip showing what they claimed was a never-before-seen ending to the final confession. The voice, again, believed to be Gabby Moore, whispered one last chilling sentence before the video ended. "Check the school basement. They left more than one." That line changed everything. Reporters rushed to the abandoned Ada Lewis Middle School. Police blocked them out, but rumors spread fast. Something had been found under the floorboards. Days later, a brief statement confirmed additional evidence had been recovered. They didn't say what. The internet had its answer. The story wasn't just about a girl who died. It was about something far bigger, a network of silence, intimidation, and hidden truths that started long before Kada and would probably continue long after. But no matter how hard they tried to erase it, one thing remained. That voice on the leak, quiet, trembling, unfiltered truth. In the end, all the people who tried to expose it paid a price. Candidly, Cassie's main channel was permanently banned. Malik Turner left the city. Gabby Moore disappeared completely. And the police department? They called the case closed. But for those who'd followed it from the beginning, it never really closed. It just went quiet. They say somewhere out there, the original night tape, unedited, untouched, still exists. Hidden in a hard drive, waiting to be found, waiting to speak again. Because secrets like these don't stay buried. They echo. And in that echo, the world keeps whispering the same name, Kada Scott. So what do you believe, now that all the leaks, lies, and deleted tapes are out? Do you think the truth ever really comes out? Or does it just get buried until somebody risks everything to dig it up again? The Kada Scott case isn't just another headline. It's a mirror showing how fast real stories get twisted, how justice turns into PR, and how ordinary people become victims of powerful silence. Whether you believe Gabby Moore was guilty, threatened, or both, one fact stays unshakable: someone didn't want her saved. And that should haunt everybody who's watched this story unfold. If you've been following from the beginning, drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe the night tape was real? Do you think the final confession was truly Gabby? Or do you think the biggest secret in this case is still hiding somewhere deep in that abandoned school? Don't just scroll past this, share it, talk about it, keep the pressure on. Because once the world stops asking questions, that's when cover-ups win. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay locked in, because this story isn't ending. It's just beginning. And remember, silence doesn't mean peace. It means someone out there still has something to hide.